This one says, each of the tables below represents a geometric sequence. Find the missing terms in the sequence showing your method. So in 1.8 we dealt with arithmetic sequences, now we're dealing with geometric sequences. Example 1 gives us a table. Our x values go from 1 to 2 to 3. And what we're doing is we're missing the term with 2. So we go from 3 to 12. So what we want to do is set up an equation so that we can figure out what that missing term is. To set up the equation, we're going to start with our starting point. So we start with 3. And then we're multiplying. Since it's geometric, we know we have to multiply by something each time. So let's think about it. If we multiply, we'd multiply by something here. We could call that x. And then we'd have to multiply by that same thing again. We'll call that x to get to 12. So we could set this up as 3. Actually, I'm going to move this over just a little bit so we have more space. 3 times x has to equal 12. So these two x's are where we're looking at our jumps from one to the next. And another way of writing that is we could write this as 3 times x raised to the second power equal to 12. And then what we want to do is we want to get that x squared term by itself. To do that, we could divide both sides by 3, and then we would get x squared equal to 4. So again, in order to get that, we took and divided both sides by 3. 3x squared divided by 3 leaves us with the x squared. 12 divided by 3 leaves us with 4. And then at this point, what we want to do is we just want to guess and check. So we're thinking, what number can we raise to the second power to get 4? So again, what number multiplied by itself would give us 4? In this case, we could say that x is equal to 2, or negative 2. 2 to the second, or 2 times 2 is 4. Negative 2 to the second, or negative 2 times negative 2 is also positive 4. So what this tells us is that that is our common ratio. So let's label that. So this number that we found for x, this is our common ratio. And that tells us that in order to get from this term here to this one here, we need to multiply by 2. And 3 times 2 would give us 6. So we can fill that in with 6. Now, if you look at the second part here, it also says, is the missing term that you identified the only answer, why or why not? And it's not, because remember, we said that we could have 2 or negative 2 be raised to the second power to get 4. So we can also list down another possibility. So here we can say, no, there are 2 answers. And then we can go ahead and we can list that second possibility. So if we just make our table one more time, we have our x and our y. So 1, 3, 2, and then 3, 12. And so this time we could say, what if we multiplied by negative 2? If we multiplied by negative 2, then we would get an answer of negative 6 in our table. So we have 2 possibilities, because raising something to the second power, we could raise a positive number or a negative number to get positive 4.